Hey, so if you're someone that has had acne for a long time now and you tried everything but nothing is working, then this video is for you. So I've had acne for about 8 years now and I tried everything. And it's just recently my skin started clearing up. So I just want to share what like took me from bad skin to better skin. And without wasting any time, this video is going to be divided into four parts: my acne background, what did not work, what did work, and what I'm actually doing right now to maintain it. Let's just get straight into it. My acne background. So, my acne started around like puberty age, maybe 12. Can't remember, I'm not sure. Back then, it just, I always had this like baby smooth skin we all had when we were like growing up as children now. Then it started switching up, and I was like, but then I didn't think too much of it. Neither did I care that much. I was just a child. I just thought, oh, whatever is happening is to go now. Who cares? But I did realize that that was not what was happening, and it was something that I didn't back then. I didn't even know that this was something that was going to have such an impact in my life. So I didn't know much about it. My mom didn't know much about it. All she knew is that oh, she had. We all go through these things, puberty. Like whenever you see someone with bad skin, you just like, oh, it will go. It's because you're growing up. That was what they were telling me. That was what my parents were telling me. And my mom apparently will say she had it when she was growing up, but it quickly switched up as time kept like passing, as I kept getting older and it wasn't improving, it was getting worse. She just like it was like, oh, I had bad skin, yes, but it wasn't as bad as this. And to make things worse, my siblings, they didn't have skin as bad as mine. So at the point I was thinking, am I the problem? Like, is this something that like is wrong with me? Or so basically, this my acne cohort was around 15, 16 years old, and I had lots of people around me telling me, oh, it's just bad, sorry, puberty, it will go. But my fear back then was that it won't go. And I found myself so stressed about my skin that I didn't even know that like I could be this depressed over something as trivial. It sounds trivial, but if you have acne, I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about. Acne stole my joy because I would go out. I was so scared to go out. I would go out and people would be looking at me like I don't even know, and I immediately know that they're probably thinking what's wrong with this girl's face. And some people will actually like go out of their way to approach you and tell you what's wrong with your face, what's wrong with you, are you eating well, are you taking vitamins? I'm like, but then I'll meet some other and they'll be like, don't worry, to go, don't worry. And when I am getting stressed out, they'll tell me, don't worry about it. But I can't help it because when I don't worry about it and I meet this type of situations that will force me to worry about it, it's just like a cycle. And the more I start to learn about acne, I realize that stress also causes acne, but acne gives you stress. So it was like this, I'm going round and round. I'm going round and round. I tried everything. It got to the point I was so depressed. I was doing researches, I was doing a lot of things to see how I can make it better for myself. At a point, I remember giving up, but somehow, I didn't. I don't know. Maybe as I go through it, I'll walk you through the point where I decided not to give up. But now my skin is better. It's way better than I ever imagined it to be. Because before I couldn't even look at myself in my mirror. I didn't want to. But now I can see myself like looking, like thinking back and be like, wow, who would have thought? Because I absolutely forgot what my skin looked like without like bumps and cystic acne everywhere. But now my skin is better, and I'm like, it gets better. Those people that told me it would get better, they were right. And I just want to say, out there, if you're struggling, it will get better. Like, let's walk through what this whole journey together, and maybe you can take a few tips from here. What did not work? Basically I have a whole list of this thing, but it's if I start taking it, if we start going through it, this video will be longer than an hour. But let me just keep it short. When I started like getting acne and I realized that okay, I have to do something about it, I started with home remedies. The ones you see on YouTube, how to make a face mask, lemon face mask, turmeric face mask, honey face mask, and face masks. I tried all of them. I put a lot of stupid things on my skin. I know that I'm not supposed to. I didn't know back then, but I did it anyway because I was desperate. Believe it or not, I put onions on my face. I put toothpaste on my face. I put what did I not put on my face? Yogurt, milk. I did a lot because I was desperate. I was like, I will see on YouTube is people will be doing like, oh, how I clear my skin, they'll do this turmeric marks and 5 days to go. And I'm like, Esther, is this a you thing? Are you the problem? Like because of how desperate I was, my mom, she got this aloe vera plant. It's literally planted all over my house. Like because I can we have like 5 aloe vera plants. I used it for like a whole month. Nothing happened. No single thing happened to my skin. It was just the same. Only that maybe it just had this soothing feeling, but it didn't do anything. It was getting frustrating, but that was not where I decided to like, oh, I'm tired. Oh, I said, okay, let me just keep trying. Even no matter how depressed I was getting, no matter how people's reactions to my face was getting worse and worse, and it was taking a toll on my mental health, like really bad. So I got into school. I started saving money. I will plan and save this amount of money and say, okay, I'll use it to get something for my face. And that led me to going into organic skincare. You know, the ones you see on IG, then this thing naturals, this thing skincare. You know, the black face soap and the glowing oil, glowing, all those kind of things. I did that. And looking back, I'm so hurt with the amount of money that I spent on skincare that did not work for me. It's so painful. All those things did not work. I put too much time, I put too much energy into religiously following it. So much money went into it, but it did not work for me either. That aside, then I started doing research. I started, oh, there was this thing I saw. Maybe it's not you, your diet, your lifestyle tips, drinking lots of water. I did that, sleeping a lot, sleeping well. I did that, covering your hair, making sure you change your pillowcase. I did all that. Though those habits are very good. They're habits that you should have when you want clear skin, really. But it was not what changed anything. Those things do. I drank water, drank, nothing. Then I went to TikTok, and back then that year was it 2019? I can't remember either. You know this liquid chlorophyll, the green thing that they would drop in water that everybody was drinking. I bought a bottle of that. It was expensive. I bought it, and every day religiously I took it till the last drop. Nothing happened. The only thing it gave me energy, it made me feel better, but not anything that I could see physically. Then the diet was a problem for me. I realized that I couldn't do much about my diet. I was in school back then, and these options for food in school is limited. Except I starve myself, which is not what I don't think that is going to help your acne. Starving is more of watching what you eat, cutting out dairy, sugars, and whatnot. I've seen many videos of people that got clear skin from going vegan, eating only plant-based stuff. But I couldn't do that, and realistically, it's hard to do that. So diet was not the solution for me. It would have stole my joy more, and it would have made me more extra depressed. So that was not it. Then I do remember I went on Accutane for a month. I went on Accutane for a month. I know a month is too short to see real results when you're using Accutane, but that I can't remember what happened, but I know that I couldn't go more than a month with it. And during that month, I didn't really see changes either. My pimples were drying out more, but it wasn't it wasn't it either. And I experienced the side effects more. I got the dry lips, dry skin and everything. But Accutane didn't do it for me. I feel like if I had used it more, if I had used it for a longer time, it would have really done the job, but I didn't. So here I am giving you a solution that was not Accutane. So I tried supplements, but back then I did supplement I remember trying was this Puritan's zinc for acne. That one, it helped my pimples dry out faster. I noticed, and I wasn't getting like breakouts as frequent as I used to. I won't say it's a supplement that changed that changed my life or anything, but it is good. I think it actually contributed to the growth, the whole growth thing. Because when I started taking those pictures as you see them, like as I put them on the screen, that was when my skin was getting better. So FYI, my skin was actually worse than that. Like way worse. Like if you're looking at that picture, imagine like 3 times worse. Because when back then I didn't have any means of I didn't did I okay I had a phone but not a very good phone, and I was too people even cared if I was snapping pictures of my face. I did not even want to look that way. But when it started getting better, I was like, oh, maybe I can actually do something with this. I started tracking my progress. That was when pictures like came about. So now imagine like 3 times worse. That was where I was. We're going to dive into what actually works, we're going to dive into it slowly. So let's go there. What did work? I once saw a dermatologist. Back then, she gave me this. I went there with my dad. I remember he was in the office, and I was now explaining how I was there explaining how I'm so sad. My skin is not, and I get sad. Like a lot of my peers. Though I had friends that supported me, but then doesn't mean that there weren't people that made fun of me either because I have my bad skin. You know what I mean? So all these things they were messing with my head. I won't lie. I was so depressed. I was so depressed. So I told her everything. I cried for the for the believe me. She prescribed, sorry. She prescribed subscribed though. She prescribed these antibiotics for me for 1 month. Then was it acne out? Is it acne free? I can't remember the name. I know it's acne something face wash, then a retin A cream. I took that with me. I was supposed to go up for a follow up appointment, but I think I was going back to school, so I couldn't go back for it. I remember using that acne whatever face wash. It had benzyl peroxide in it. Benzyl peroxide really helps. It's an ingredient that is good for drying out, your acne. I was reacting to this thing and I did not know. Like I would use it and my skin will be burning and I'll be thinking, oh my god, you know what else I endure is working. Maybe the burning means it's working, but the burning does not mean it. Please and please, if you're using skincare and it's burning your face, wash it off. It does not mean it's working. But I didn't know that back then. I was so desperate. I was like, anything. If the dermatologist recommended it, that means it's real. Anything, just endure. Keep quiet and endure. I would literally be crying as I washing my face because it was so painful. But then I used the retin A cream. The retin A cream did help me. That was the first thing I used that I saw results and I was like, okay, it finished. I didn't get. Remember, I told you I didn't go back there. So I think I remember throwing away the pack and just living my life, like moving on. I was like, well, it's done, it's done. But then there was a time my skin did get like after that dermatology, like the whole visit and me using those products, it's as if it went dive, like it just dived back down and I was getting serious breakouts. That was my second year. And this one, which you hold on, hi. So after it dived back, like I that was when I was like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm not doing it again. I don't care. I just decided to ignore it. I feel like that part of the whole journey was also significant in its own way because it was during that period of time I was able to really focus on my mindset. Because back then I didn't even know the whole depression, the stress, the pressure, the desperation of everything was getting to me. But when I took that go, I was like, no, I'm done. I'm tired. If my skin wants to be bad, let it be bad. I need a break. That was basically what I told myself. The skincare, I spent so much money on skincare. And you know what hot thing was? The skincare that I actually bought, these are good skincare products, but they didn't work for me. I'm talking like good products, then Neutrogena, Ordinary, used so much skincare products and it hurts my feelings because it did not work for me and I spent money on those. And what makes it worse is that somebody actually said that into me, like this joking, mocking thing, but it entered right here in my it entered my heart, gong gong, like, oh, you're using so much products, but it's not even working for you. And I was like, but then I laughed it off. See, when you have things, problems and or insecurities and people address them straight to your face with this whole joking thing, though it hurts you, you find out that you still laugh though, even though nothing is funny. It's so painful. I feel like everybody goes through these things, whether it's skin issues, weight loss, whatever it may be. And I just want to also urge people to try to not be insensitive because as much as you don't like it, try not to do it to other people. Maybe that way we'll make a better world. So then I stopped looking at the mirror. I train myself. I only look at the mirror when I need to go out, and that's last check. Like when I'm done dressing, I look at the mirror and I leave. I didn't want to focus on what I look like. I remember in secondary school back then, when I was 15, 16, 14, I would carry a small mirror around in my bag every single way. I would take it out and look at my face or my hair. I was so self-conscious about how I look because of how, the thing took a toll on my self-esteem. I just felt like I was a problem, like there was something wrong with me. And I didn't look like, I just felt it made me hideous. And it hurt my feelings because my siblings, they weren't going through what I was going through. So I really thought I was the problem. At a point, I took a break from the mirror obsession and just try to detox. Like all these things people said to me over the long while, it took a toll on my mental health. I took a step back. I was like, you know what, I need to let this go. Because I remember somebody did walk up to me and tell me to my face, you know what, these pimples will never go, you know, but and though it was a joke, it hurt my feelings. And I just said, maybe you're right. Maybe it will never go. That's what I told myself. So I just the hands up. During that period, funny enough, my skin actually got better. It was when my skin started getting better. I was like, I had to like look back and look at all the things I've done, I've used, what like I basically took a step back. So looking back, I realized that that retin A cream that the dermatologist gave me that actually worked for me. I got to know about tretinoin because that retin A cream was actually the main ingredient was actually is tretinoin. So I did my research. I was like, where can I get it? At first, I saw you can't get it over the counter, like it has to be prescribed. But I was like, I still got it that way. I remember I started using it without much thought. I used sunscreen doing that. But I was smart enough to do that. Don't worry. And I used it for the first 3 weeks. It was doing me like my skin was not getting worse. I was like, what's this like? But I just mindlessly like I that mirror, that not looking at the mirror thing stuck with me. I was like, who cares? Kept on using it, kept on using it. It was just a mindless thing I was doing. Then my skin started clearing up. Like I was shocked. That's when I knew that okay, this thing is the real deal. So basically, just talking about tretinoin now, what actually cleared my skin? Tretinoin is the synthetic version of retinol. Is basically stronger, and that's why it requires more like caution when you're using it. So how it works is that it affects the growth of new skin cells and basically just makes your skin looks better. It helps with you name it, basically an all-rounder. Your acne, your skin texture, your hyperpigmentation, aging signs, you know these wrinkles you get from um, life. It helps. When I started using it, I noticed that my skin was getting better and I stuck with it and changed everything for me. That was actually what worked. And surprise, surprise, it's not even that expensive. It's not as expensive as all those other products I was using. When I got it was I can't remember the exact price, but I know that trust me, it's affordable and it works. But the thing is that you have to be patient and consistent because when you start using it, it will do as if everybody's skin is different. I'm not going to say what works for you, but I'm going to say what worked for me. And if you want to try it, feel free. If you already tried it, just be patient with yourself, be patient and consistent with it, and be careful. Do your research, know what you're doing. That was a mistake that I made throughout like my whole skincare journey. Like even when I was using that face wash, that benzoyl peroxide face wash, and I was crying because my skin was burning. I kept on doing it because I was like, if burning means it's working. If burning does not mean it's working, please, I beg of you, do your research, know what you're putting on your face. Your skin is intelligent, trust your skin. That was one thing I did not do. I was too in a hurry, I was too desperate, and I cannot blame myself. I understand. And if you're doing that, I understand. But you have to know that your skin is intelligent. What you put on your skin, you have to give your skin time to process it. Your skin can heal itself. If you have an injury, you notice that you're not really doing much, but your skin will heal it by itself. That's the way your acne, that's the way it works with your acne. You have to trust your skin to heal itself, and you have to be kind to yourself. You can't hate yourself better. Don't be too harsh on yourself. I know I made a mistake of Esther, you're the problem. Esther, just get out. What is like, maybe it's a sin I committed in my past life that is following me. That's why I decided to have bad skin. Because when I went to the market, somebody called me and was telling me, oh, see my skin, that this thing used to happen to her younger sister, and because of that her younger sister could not get married. And I'm like, all those things, if people are telling you those things, let it enter from here and come out from here. Listen out of manners, but don't take it to heart. Trust me, people will talk, they will always talk, but you don't have to listen. I started taking supplements. The supplements I took, I'm stuck to, and I'm still taking them, not just for my skin, but for overall health. I do your research before you start taking all these things. But I take vitamin C, D, and I take vitamin A. So I stuck to those supplements and I take multivitamins regularly. I just take care of myself basically. Less is more. Trust me. You don't need to do all the whole ingredients to see results. Like I said, your skin is intelligent. I said just trusting the process and just keeping calm, and it worked for me. Before, I used to be so, I'll use this product then use this product then, but now I made a rule to restrict myself. Even with the amount I spend on skincare, if I have a product I'm using, I just know myself I don't need to get too much more. I have to finish what I'm working on using for now first before I go into like getting more, to save money, to save my skin the stress of too much product. what I'm doing basically to maintain it, I'm practicing skin cycling now. I have more knowledge now on these things, so I actually know what I'm doing, and I'm actually grateful that it's this process that brought me to this time now that I can say I can do my chest and say, okay, I know about skin issues and I know what I'm doing. I'm not a dermatologist, but I know what I'm doing for myself though. I'm doing skin cycling. Day one, I'll use a chemical exfoliant, AHA, BHAs. I basically use either glycolic acid or like lactic acid. For BHAs, I use salicylic acid. AHAs, if you do your research, there's so much AHAs you can use, so you have to find the one that works best for your skin. And I know when I say find the one, it means you trying things, and trying things means expenses. I know, but do your research. When you know your skin type, you know, okay, I have sensitive skin, you can do your research and say, okay, which AHA works for sensitive skin, and you can just get that to limit the amount of things you have to try. You find it by eliminating what you definitely should not do. Okay, for AHAs, mandelic acid is basically less irritating and actually good for people with sensitive skin and people with skin of color. So things like that, it will help you definitely pick out the skincare products that are good for you. The two is my tretinoin, and I use my tretinoin. When I'm using my tretinoin, I don't use any other active, just my tretinoin and my moisturizer. Keep it as simple as possible, and sunscreen the next day, of course. Day 3 and 4 is basically just skin hydration and allowing your skin to heal. This whole skin cycling process just works with alternating your skincare products to increase the regeneration, and it's working for me. That's basically what I'm doing to maintain it, like my better skin now. I'm from better skin. Anyway, if you're struggling with acne, I just want to let you know that there is hope. I'm a living testimony that there is hope. Just to let you know, but fair skin is not the end of it all. From the video there, it's looking like my skin is absolutely clear, but no, I still have skin issues, but it's better. So your better is what you're looking for, right? Don't worry, like better will come. There is not, you can't go anywhere else than better. That's just have that mentality. Breathe, you'll be fine. To further help you guys with knowing like what you're to do with your skincare and what to mix, what not to mix, what to use, I'm going to put a link in the description of a video that I recently watched to help with what skincare ingredients conflict, like what you should mix and what you should not mix. Is a recent video, so there's very up to date research in the videos that you can watch and can help you. So that'll be that. And if you know you like this video and you learned something or it helped you in some way, be sure to like, share, subscribe. And if you have any questions, you have anything you want to say to me, you want to ask, you want to contribute, suggest, be sure to leave it in the comment section below. And thank you for watching my video. So see you all next week. Bye, babies.